Alright, what's going on guys? Percy TCG here, and today we have a developer's note from the Battle Spirit Saga team and Bandai. So, developer's note, banned and limited cards in anticipation of BSS 03. Greetings, summoners. We have been thrilled to see the enthusiasm for Battle Spirit Saga and to watch players innovate and explore the competitive landscape we strive to offer. We would like to share an important announcement with you about changes to the legal card pool in anticipation for BSS 03 Aquatic Invaders. In an effort to keep a fresh gameplay environment and facilitate a diverse, competitive metagame, the Battle Spirits Saga will be introducing a banned and limited card list to the competitive format. Generally, any updates to the banned and limited card list will be announced prior to the release of a new booster pack release and go into effect for premier events at the time of the set release. Cards on the banned card list cannot be played in decks at competitive events, and decks cannot contain more than the specified number of copies for cards on the limited card list. We may consider reintroducing cards on the banned and limited cards list at a later date if their inclusion will provide a richer competitive landscape. Alright, so let's go over the first one. Limited cards. Limited to one copy, we have Volcanic Break. This one was kind of not expected, but it really opens up yellow to compete a lot more, not having to worry about a volcanic break. So in red strategies like Pterosaur, Volcanic Break has proven to be extremely effective flash effect for destroying 5, 6 cost spirits and aggressive decks of other colors, limiting the opportunity for counterattacks. Although there are various other aggressive deck archetypes and colors other than red, this card has been a major component in preventing them from being used effectively. By adding this card to the limited card list, we aim to increase diversity in the kinds of aggressive decks that can be played in the upcoming and future metagame. Which, I mean, I respect that decision. Volcanic Break was really keeping yellow aggro in check because yellow is not a very high in BP. Same thing with like green. Green has a bit of a BP problem as well. Which, I mean, I respect the decision to limit it to one copy. I feel like with them doing this, a lot of people are going to be playing one Volcanic Break in like most decks just to have that out to, the 5 to 6 cost spirits. So, banned cards. We will be implementing 3 cards as a banned cards list. Alright, so this one was out of left field, boys. This one was absolutely crazy. So we got Overraptidon. Crazy ban. I didn't even see that coming, but it makes sense. So the reason, to manage the power level of Pterosaurs while keeping the archetype viable, we are adding BSS 01, 10, Overraptidon to the banned cards list. Many decks can struggle with the early game pressure of Overraptidon, followed by Jurassic King Giganorex. We have deemed this additional measure necessary to offset other changes that heavily impact control-based strategies. So basically, what Overraptidon would do for Pterosaur is you can bring out Giganorex turn 2 if you have the Overraptidon, because you have a 1 cost 1 reduction. Say you turn 1 go into Scorched Battlefield, okay? Now your Overraptidon is free, and once he hits the board, he is a 2 reduction for your Giganorex, okay? So now you have 2 reductions on board. You can play your Dilophosa, and then you can play your the Eagle, whatever, the 3 cost 3 reduction guy, and then boom, you have a Giganorex for 2. It's nuts. So it makes sense. I didn't see it coming, but makes sense. So on the next, Netherworld Depths. This was kind of obvious with the ban list coming out. I saw this coming as soon as I saw developer notes. I was like, dang, they're gonna ban Depths, which, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to respect it because this is gonna bring in a lot of new things to the meta. Just because this ban list is catering more towards the aggro side of things. Okay, so things are going to be more aggro decks are going to be viable and usable. So their reason in the current competitive landscape, this card has become a mainstay in many strategies. Most purple archetypes, white decks designed to stop many attacks. and green and yellow decks that generate cores quickly. We have observed play patterns revolving around the early resolution of Netherworld depths to be non-interactive and undesirable. Therefore, we have chosen to add it to the banned cards list to improve gameplay experience and deck building diversity. I mean, you can't argue with the boss, you know what I'm saying? Like, can't argue with the boss, you know? Um, I'm a purple player, so obviously I'm biased with the Netherworld Depths ban. I don't want to see my best Nexus get banned, and if you're gonna sit here and try to get me to rationalize with you, I'm not going to. Your loss, not mine. Then we have the promo Axe Biter. This card has proven to be an over-centralizing cornerstone of control-heavy white strategies. The viability of many archetypes seems to be determined by their ability to address the card in tandem with spells like Suppression and Infinity Shield. Yeah, releasing Infinity Shield was a mistake, especially with Axe Biter existing. Besides the strength of this combination, limiting card diversity among white strategies, this tactic has also contributed to games taking longer to complete than we had anticipated. We aim to alleviate both issues through adding this card to the banned card list. Axe Biter, I mean, Axe Biter is just ahead of his time, man. Like, the card's way better than like anything else in the game right now. But at the same time, like, there's counterplay to it, but it can be a struggle. While we will generally be updating the banned and limited card lists with the release of new booster pack products, we will be implementing these changes starting October 6th, 2023 to align with the update release of Ancient Heroes lore set in North America. These adjustments will be in effect for the Pro Tour event on October 28th, 29th, 2023. The next time summoners are notified of additional regulations to the card pool is scheduled to be the release of BSS04. Thank you for your continued support of Battle Spirit Saga as we strive to produce a game all fans can enjoy. Battle Spirit Saga team. So, in a nutshell, how I take this, what I think of this is, you gotta respect it at the end of the day. It's a ban list that I would say the vast majority wanted. There was a handful of, I'm gonna say us, that didn't want a ban list. But I think the main thing us people were concerned about not having a ban list is it's a brand new game, and having a ban list isn't the best of looks. You know what I mean? From the outside point of view, because you're going into a game and we're 2 sets in, and you're like, oh, you guys have a ban list already? Don't the devs know? Like, I don't want to throw shade anywhere, so cut myself off there. But you're picking up what I'm putting down. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure the devs took that into consideration as well, which is, I mean, it didn't take them a while at all to release this ban list. They released this like immediately. Yeah, man, it's gonna be an interesting way to do things. I don't know if everyone that's gonna watch this video saw my poll, but I'm glad I'm switching over to like, well, purple's not going to be bad. I think the Nemesis Shadow deck is definitely going to be pretty good still, just because Nemesis gets a lot of raw advantage. But decks like the Curse deck, I don't think the Curse deck is going to be very good. Even with the set 3 support, right now the set 3 support is just looking like a bunch of dookie, dude. Like a bunch of, you know, when you light a bag of poop on fire and you put it on someone's porch and you ding dong ditch, yeah, that's what Curse is looking like, the deck. But anyways, yeah, I mean, they kind of balanced it all out, right? They didn't just say, okay, we're just going to ban Depths and Axe Biter and let's call it a day. They're like, okay, we see Giganorex is also a problem. Let's see how we can adjust that deck as well without putting it into the trash can, basically. And I think they did a really good job by targeting the Overraptidon. Makes the deck a little bit slower, but not too slow. Definitely still has the pressure and everything. The limit on Volcanic Break is what's going to open up a lot of things for other decks, other aggro decks. So, like Blade Beasts, for example. Oh, does Blade Beast? I mean, they're how much BP is Yaiba no Kami? I actually don't know. Depending on how much BP he has, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. That's kind of my thoughts on the ban list. Pretty interesting. You got to respect it at the end of the day, and hope you guys have a blessed day. Peace.